Hello everyone, it's Barry Maziat. I am very happy to share with you my first video on my channel called Let's Talk Microsoft Security. So the purpose of this channel is to share with you knowledge, tips and tricks to better understand and to better know how we can today secure our Microsoft environments, precisely the Microsoft 365 and the Azure cloud environment. So there are a lot of information, knowledge, tips and tricks that will be available for you the next days and months. So stay tuned. Okay, nice. So let's talk about something which is very important. This is the subject of many meetings and calls between the DPUs and the security teams in our company is to how we can use safely the ChatGPT, how we can use it without the data breach of our sensitive data. So this is the main goal of our video today is to, before I am going to show you, I will make some tests to show you how we can avoid some data breach of the sensitive data of our companies. And after I will jump to Microsoft Purview portal to show you the how to implement this precisely with the sensitive labels and the data loss prevention feature. So let's jump to our VM and make some tests. Okay, so here I have an example of confidential information, so sensitive information like credit card numbers that are stored in a file. So I will make a test. This test, I will use the ChatGPT to upload this file to analyze it. So upload desktop test card. And like mentioned here, this is an awareness and precisely the policy tips of our policy data loss prevention. He detected that our some files, some confidential files is uploaded to the chat.openai.com and display an awareness to say that it's impossible to upload this kind of file here with the ChatGPT. This is in French language, so upload des fichiers sensibles dans ChatGPT, c'est-à-dire, excuse me, the upload of the sensitive file in ChatGPT, this is blocked due your organization policy to analyze it. So this is a test, and we can also see some alerts that are sent to administrators to inform him that a high severity alert has been triggered, a DLP policy matched for document, the name of document in a device. This is an alert that will be sent to our administrators to inform them about this kind of data breach. Also, I can make another test. I will try to do some copy paste. There, copy, and return to our ChatGPT. So I can't make a paste. This is the policy, and like the upload, there are an awareness that is displayed to us like the upload of the file. So let's jump to our Microsoft Purview portal with the compliance.microsoft.com and show you how we make it. So to do this, the first thing that you need to do is the classification to distinguish between the sensitive and the public data. The classification are made with the sensitive label. So there I have the file and there are a sensitive label that is applied to my file. So this is the goal of the classification, is to distinguish between the sensitive and the public data. So to make it, we have there the information protection tab, labels, and after create a label. So we can name the label, test, the display name that will be displayed to our users, test, the priority, the description, and so on. Next. Okay, for the test, the description, next. So this is a label related to files, emails, or meeting. So for our case, this is a label related to the files, not group and site. This only relates to the files because we are going to protect our files. So next, apply or remove an encryption. This is another setting that we can implement it. So if we don't have the proper license to deploy the DLP for endpoint with Microsoft Purview, we can use only the sensitive label only without the DLP, but we are not be able to get some alerts and some policy types like I mentioned and displayed in our test. So there. Next, auto labeling. This is another or the next step if we desire to auto label our files, because here in my files I manually labeled the file. So we have today with Microsoft Purview the ability to tag and to label the file automatically without the human intervention. So there. Next, and create a lab. So after create a label, we move to our DLP policy. So there, the data loss prevention tab, policies, and create a policy. So we have some predefined categories. So for our lab and for our test, this is the custom. So if you have, another type of sensitive information like credit card numbers and so on, and kinds of confidential information, personal information of your users, so you can use these kinds of categories, for example, for French and so on. So for our test, custom policy, the name of the policy. The name of the policy, it will be shown here. So next. Okay, next. The admin unit, no. So there, I will protect for this scenario of this test. I am going to protect the information, the company's information, and the company's files that are stored in our device. I will not see the part of SharePoint LAN and OneDrive accounts services. So this is the only for the devices. So next here, create or customize advanced DLP rule. You will create a rule, name it. Okay, so this is the big part of our test. So this is the part of detection of our files. So I will click on the contents contain the sensitive label. Okay, so the first step is to create a sensitive label to classify our data, and the second step is to call to this sensitivity label in our DLP policy. So I click here on my sensitive file. So for the action, I will not make something for restriction, access, or encrypt the content on Microsoft location, but I will choose this audit or restrict activity on device. So like mentioned here, if a user upload to a restrict cloud service domain or access from an allowed browser, what we can do? So block with override or block. So for our scenario and for our case, I make it with block to stop the data breach. Also, the next part is to block the copy paste, because we don't have the ability to upload, but we have the ability to copy paste. So here, the copy to block, the clipboard, is to block. So this is the case. This is the settings of our case and of our test that we make it. So next, the user notification. In the endpoint device, so the message was displayed when we uploaded a test file. So this is the title and this is the notification content. And the last part of our DLP policy is to send an incident report to our admin. So there you can put your administrator if they are grouped in some security group or Microsoft 365 group. So this is mandatory to send an email or an alert by email like I displayed here. I return to my policy and click on save. Next, next, and submit. So the last part of our test and of our scenario is to precise the domains and the URLs that will be targeted in our policy. So there, I return to data loss, overview, settings, and here I have the browser and domain restriction, and I can put it. So chat.openai.com. So chat.openai.com, and I tested with the WeTransfer.com. So this is not only for the use of the ChatGPT. Perhaps that your user use a kind of platform to upload their document. So you can test it with WeTransfer. This is an example of platform. Test card, open, and the same alert and awareness. Okay, return to our portal, and then you put some browser that will be targeted also, because with Edge, if I make it with Edge, so here the same thing, ChatGPT 4, upload, test card. So I can't upload, so with an awareness and a message, this file is encrypted and require a password to access, but I didn't have the policy type and the message that we saw it with the Chrome navigator or browser. So here you can make it only with the sensitive label without the DLP. You can implement this. You can avoid and stop this kind of data breach with only sensitive label, but you are not be able to make the message displayed to your users. And also do not forget to onboard your device to the DLP for endpoint. So this is a script related to the Windows 10 and the macOS device. So you can deploy it with the GPU or with the Intune to onboard your device in the DLP for endpoint. So that's all for this demo and this video. I hope you enjoy it, and do not forget to stay tuned to receive another videos and knowledge. Thank you. Goodbye.